Out here at Velocity today, it was 90 degrees, and for the last Sunday of the month of July, it was still 125 people. So that's really cool. Shay's been doing his host for quite a while. It's become the staple game in San Diego. So the last Sunday of every month is when Shay hosts Airsoft, Velocity and Paintball in Ramona. And it's been getting over 100 people every single time. So it's really cool that that's been keeping going. So I'm gonna go. Velocity has a couple different areas, which is really nice. It has basically 3 areas that I think are each its own area. So this area is the beginning of the wood section. So they have a very large wooded section. So if you want to like take your time and crawl and have a quiet gun, you can definitely do so. But there's still barricades out in the woods. And on the left side, it has this big open area, but it has a lot of cover. So even though it's open, you can still go from cover to cover. So that's pretty nice. So a couple things that's really cool about Velocity is they are really on top of safety. So barrel socks are required here, and they are not afraid to tell you that they are required. So definitely pick one up here or wherever you buy your Airsoft stuff. So this is about halfway through the wooded fort section, kind of the open area on the left side of the wood section. Got a kind of a cool little wooden fort. So yeah, the last Sunday of the month is Shay's host. They also do a young guns, so it's like 15 and under, I think. So only kids like that young, and I believe their parents can play. So you're gonna, if you don't want to do dive in with Airsoft with a bunch of people, and you want to play with your kids and ease them into it, it's perfect for that. So this is the end of the open area towards the wooded section, and we are going to cut kind of straight and right. So this wooded section goes all the way back to the boundary of the park. And also left, there's you can see the boundary right there. So it keeps going all the way back, and I'll show you the other end of this. But just to keep it interesting, I'm gonna cut through to the other section of the woods. Again, what's really cool is they've taken just like any debris that's fallen, and they've used that just to make little bunkers here and there. So it just really shows the effort they put into their field. Other places, they just like cart it off or just leave it there, but they're actually doing stuff with what they have, and I really like that. So there's another section of the wooded area, similar to the other open area, a little bit more heavily forested. They have a lot of bunkers going along here. That's the other boundary, by the way. All right. And so from the end of the open area all the way over there and all the way there, it's just all heavy woods. I love playing in there. Like an old creek bed. Sometimes it rains a lot. You will get some flowing water in here, but nothing hard. So it's all just bunkers made with fallen logs and stuff. So it's really cool and really nice to be able to move forward rather than just going through open ground. I mean, you still can if you want to run, but yeah. And if you do use HPA, they do fills on site because they also do paintball. There are porta potties here, so it's full staff, full service. So this is the end of that the wooded area we just came into. It gets a little bit heavier as you get towards Hyperball. And then once it gets about at the boundary of Hyperball, they have these berms that they built up to use as cover. And this goes all the way around the circumference of Hyperball. So Hyperball is it's primarily a paintball thing, but it's also used in Airsoft. So generally when they do woods Airsoft here, they use all of the wooded sections as one map. So if you want to take a shortcut, say you were like starting at the fort where we looked earlier, you would and you want to attack like over towards the village, you can try to cut across Hyperball and gain some time, or try going through the woods. So it's just nice to have that option. I mean, the only other thing to keep in mind is it is a mixed facility, so they do paintball and airsoft. So there is paint on the barricades in the ground. So I mean, I wouldn't, like, if you have super expensive fatigue, so you don't want to get some paint on because you don't want to wash it or whatever, might want to bring the nice stuff out here. But everything else, I've never had anything stain my stuff to the point where if I just wash it, it washes out. That's something to keep in mind for some people. And then we're coming up on Village. So this is at the last part of the woods. So the Village is kind of just have some bunkers and walls set up. So a lot of times they'll use this to attack this, or people will respawn here. Or they'll have people defend Village and then spawn way over at the other boundary. Walk over there. But again, it's just like when you're walking around, there's always cover. And that's something Mr. Paintball really failed at doing, was they had a great giant field, and when you're walking there's just nature, which I definitely appreciated, but there's no real cover, just concealment. So just going through the extra mile to put bunkers up here and there is really shows how much they put into this field. And that'll show even more when we get to the hillside. This would be the boundary, basically. They have this little fort over here. So I'm gonna go walk back towards the parking lot. There's one more wood section, and then we're gonna cut over and go. Sorry. Make sure you don't miss anything. And you can kind of see the hillside that we walk up later. On the left. Let's cut over the road. And the Village is at the left side of this giant hill. And this whole hill is just built up. We'll go back to the parking lot and then walk up that, because there's a whole trench system. It's very cool. And it's definitely unique. But Shay's games are definitely fun games. He has objectives of one kind or another. They are not nil sim, but they are fun. High trigger time, rarely any limited respawns. Mostly that's just for CQB at the beginning of the day, do like single hit elimination team deathmatch, and then just do that so everyone else who's showing up late can get over here before the bigger field games. And there is an early check-in discount. Double check the Velocity Facebook and website for the correct details. I want to say it's $5 off if you check in before 9. I think that's what it is. Yeah, definitely double check that. And this is the last part of the woods. So this section of woods in front of me is the other side of where we started. So if you were where we started and turn right, you would see all these woods. And again, this is all in play. So 2 notes. They have a target range set up to rider registration, and they more or less require that. So their fields, you can kind of go in the field of play, and you can shoot when you're not actually playing. But here they don't want that, so use their shooting range. And they have some wetlands, and they don't want people shooting into the wetlands. It's all fenced off, but still they don't want you doing that. So, yep. Here's the hillside. So the whole hillside is built up with barricades and trenches. Let's start walking towards the trenches. And you can kind of see the top of the hill now. We've got some bunkers on top. So a lot of times you'll put like a small team up there defending against everyone else. And then the other team will kind of fan out around the whole hillside and try to push up that hill. So, it's nice emplacements that are dug into the ground and just cover all over. Yeah, here's these really cool trenches. Velocity Paintball is out in Ramona. If you look for Velocity in San Diego, you also see their retail location 163 in Claremont, I think. So make sure you use the right address when coming here. Again, just more cover everywhere. It's fantastic. Especially in these hotter days where you've been walking so much, and then you get to a point you just need to take a break. You're not gonna get shot out in the open. You can hunker down behind some cover and rest for a bit. Taking more or less the direct route as opposed to like one of the ways up the hill. But it's definitely a bit of a hike up here. So attacking this is always fun. And then down there is village. And again, barricades, natural rocks, cover all over the place. Even up here. Cool little bunker on the right hand side. Oh, cool little rock wall. I haven't seen that before. And here's the main bunker for the top of the hill. I just give you guys an idea of the angles you can get when you're up in here. It's like one in the upper left, how you hold. A little bit lower. Go on the right side. And it's a cool thing that, again, I want to point out of how much thought they put into their fields. So you have these hidey holes that you can shoot out of. It's all great if you're an adult. If you're not, they actually put blocks of wood so kids can stand on that. And that is really, really cool, actually. So this, yeah, it's just the amount of care they put in the field is amazing. So that's the trench we walked up. We'll walk down that one to the left. And then we'll go towards their urban house. And then we'll show up to their CQB field. And that'll be it. So yeah, when I think of Velocity, I really consider it for Airsoft. I consider it as 3 fields: the CQB, the hillside, and then the woods. And that's generally how the games they run work. Is like that. So yeah, you can attack up the hill, or because there's so much cover and trenches, even fighting from left to right through the open area of the hillside is super fun. Yeah, let's take a moment. You see how much they've done the trenches in this section. And then they have the normal San Diego FPS MEDs. So it's about 400 for rifles, 15-foot minimum engagement distance, 5 foot for pistols, and 100 foot for snipers. There is no bang bang here. So if you get close, you'll definitely want to bring a pistol, or maybe even a fake knife, like a rubber knife, to tap people out. And there's no bang bang. And even again today, I heard someone yell bang bang, and no one listened, because bang bang is not allowed anywhere in San Diego. So up on the hillside, there's a red marker. That is the hillside field boundary, because there are houses on the other side of the hill. I have seen some issues, especially when hillside is attacking the hill, because you only have so many angles and so much energy to go at it. Sometimes people push up that side and go over. So maybe at some point just defining the boundary better, so there's no confusion or confrontation about that, because I've seen it happen a few times. But I mean, Shay's generally on top of it. I mean, as much as you can be with one person doing the work, plus the other Velocity refs. Can't be everywhere at once. I mean, just how Airsoft works. So just be cool to have that defined a little bit better. Almost to the other side of the hillside. So yeah, it's a really, really big map. It can support a lot of people, and it's not far of a walk. And that's, I think, for a lot of people and kids these days, that's probably a better thing. As much as I enjoy playing with paintball and taking a 5-minute walk to get to respawn and stuff like that, it's not for everyone, especially the heat. So here, if you walk out of the parking lot, you're to your spawn in 3 minutes. You got like a 2-minute walk when you get hit to go back to your respawn. So it's not too bad. So this is the urban house at the other boundary of the hillside area. There's a dummy. Let's go into the urban house real quick. Nothing fancy. It's got a nice foundation though. Again, the boundary is that red pylon right there, I believe. And same thing for this over here on this side. You can kind of see the red paint they put on some of the trees and rocks and pylons to mark the boundary. And then from here, we'll walk down the CQB field. So their CQB field is pretty new and the best CQB field in all of San Diego, honestly. And today what we did is the first game of the day was people attacking at the urban house. We just left, and then our team was hunkered down in the CQB field. So everyone had to go down this hill to attack that area. But again, because they put a lot of thought and just effort in the field, there's cover everywhere. So it's super nice. And it sounds like their CQB games are still going on, so I won't be able to walk through it. I think I have another video where I did walk through it. I'll link it in the description, but we can definitely go take a look. Yeah, Velocity is $25, 20 if you get in with the early admission. So here's the whole CQB field, all the wooden structures. Let's see if we can find Shay.
Check those corners. Keep them deep.
Hi, Shay.
Hi.
Shay. Yep, so that's Velocity.
The Diva gun, honestly.